And a better word for sinful behavior is a what? Rebellious behavior. Rebellious against the laws of the kingdom, against the culture of the kingdom. You seeing this now? That's the whole point of seduction. So if you find yourself or see someone else living in rebellion against the word of Elohim, then you know they have been drawn away to do that. It's something took place to do that. Let's review this quick because I want to get to those 6 points. So this point here, chief tools of seduction is government leaders. You see them everywhere. Music, media, celebrities, singers, history, educational systems, and religion. Religion is the main one up there because religion is one of the most powerful force of convictions that's in the earth. Your belief system is the most powerful force in us. So if religion is in my belief system, then you know what? Come on, talk to me. My faith is not pure kingdom faith, it's based on religion. Okay? Now, some things I'm gonna pass that because I mentioned it already, but I do want to hit this one right here. Okay. Who the enemy targets? Who does the enemy targets? He targets the who? The hurting. Be careful. And relationships, everybody going, not everybody, but lot of people are going through, emotional trauma, emotional damage. Black Americans are yet suffering from the emotional, mental damage that was inflicted upon them by, the white Europeans during the slavery, black codes, Jim Crow area, and even today, for those thinking it passed. And see, so many people jump in a church, and just because you got a mixed congregation and you praise and worship and nice message being taught, you think that has passed. You actually in a state of deception. And you living your life based on that, and the whole world still on the way to hell, but you got a great life going. And the thing about it, you're not doing anything or saying anything to change it. See, that's a person who is so heavenly minded, they're no earthly good. What good is my life if it's not impacting this earth and people in this earth with the kingdom? And kingdom ambassadors are sent to represent a different government, another kingdom. Y'all understand this? Not to be quiet, but to be a revealer of their own government and who they represent. All right. So the hurting, if you're hurt, you have to watch it because the enemy got you on this target. And then the rebellious. These are groups that the enemy targets. Ignorant, and ignorant is hideous. It's something if you don't know something, it's just like, man, I said this thing, and I was talking to my wife, and this helped me out a lot when dealing with different things and when people, living their lives in error and stuff like that. All of these years of searching, digging, and I finally got a hold to a master teacher relative to real history, relative to African Americans, what we actually went through, and how things happened, Black Americans. That I was ignorant of the what's behind the scenes. We knew. You get intuition of things that's going on when you talk about things, but to have it laid out in black and white right before your face, and you still be stupid and say that doesn't matter. Okay, he target people like that. And then the spiritually weak. Spiritually weak. One category of spiritually weak is those who violate or neglect the charge that was given to study to show yourself approved. Because I'm not studying to show myself approved unto Elohim, then I'm not a workman that will not be ashamed. I'm a workman that will be ashamed because of my lack of knowledge. And I'm a workman who Elohim does not approve to be an ambassador to represent him. Because he says that you will be a workman approved unto Elohim, right? Never being ashamed, right? So if I'm not studying, then there is a shameness on me. And Elohim has not approved me to be as ambassador or representative of the kingdom. Why? Because the kingdom have not impacted and influenced me to represent the kingdom in the earth. And if I'm not doing that, then what? Why? What? Then he targets a what? The religious. He loved religious folk. He loved this. He loved it. He love it. Can't get enough of it. And then Satan has what? Strategies. All right. Now look at this right here. Deceptions come through what? Huh? No. Here we go. I'm sorry. Deception come through what? Neglect. All right. So the seducing spirits assignment is to distract us, because when you're distracted from something, you will neglect that. When you're distracted, you will begin to neglect what you have been distracted from. In other words, if I'm going to the gym and working out and working on a certain area and stuff like this, then I get distracted, to go start doing something else. I'm not going to keep those times I had appointment. I had to set aside an appointment to do a certain thing. I'm not going to show up 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, whatever I'm supposed to be doing. I'm going to stop doing it. That means I'm neglecting that because I get distracted, and this distraction caused me to do what it has planned for me to do versus what I should be doing. I'm trying to just make it real simple. And even eating habits, you got distracted, ate some donuts one time, and you neglected what you should do to get that out your system and get back to doing what you're doing. Okay? So it applies the same way. These seducing spirits, they appear to distract us, turn us away. You catching it? In order to get us in the area of deception, but I have to neglect some things. Even studying the word. If I stop studying the word, if you all in here that's studying, you stop studying, and you begin to neglect that time that you are spending, listening to the Holy Spirit, allowing him to teach you every day, all day long. You are open to him speaking. You're in tune with your spirit. If you start neglecting that, that's because you got distracted. All right, now, I want to move to, there's a lot of verses I got here, but I want to move down to point number 1 where I said we're going to start off. Can y'all see that in there? It's too white, ain't it? I'll tell you what it says, but it's too white. He may correct it, but just leave it up right now. So seducing spirits have a mission to carry out for Satan. You remember I reviewed it last week, and I told you to get back there. Thank you. That was quick. I can't see it on mine. I had to click it. I got that thing going, though. I did this myself. So I was putting stuff. It's done about 5-6 years ago. I was throwing stuff in it, trying to show out. Okay, but to draw people away from Elohim. You understand this? All right. Now, let's go Galatians. Now, I got it up here. But number 1 is their mission is to draw people away. To do what? Draw them away. These are spirits of seduction. Once people are drawn away, then the deceiving spirits can take over. And when a person is in a state of deception, they don't want to hear truth. See, seduction or seducing spirits cause people to turn from the truth. And once you turn from the truth, then he can present his lie. And once he presented, it's going to be received, because he said that in the last days, people will give heed to seducing spirits. Giving heed to is I'm listening or I'm following you with the intent to carry out what you have planned. What the seducing spirits have planned is the assignment of the deceptive spirits. So once we're turned and drawn away from Elohim, then deception is right there, and I'm going to receive it. I'm going to give heed to it. Once I receive deception, then deception becomes my conviction. So I'm convicted of a lie that's totally against the truth. That you can't tell them, well, long as we all love each other, it's okay, we still going to heaven. Biggest lie I ever heard. In other words, that one statement is neglecting or deleting all the scriptures and what they have to say about that statement there. That means you don't have to obey the word of the king. That means you don't have to live a life of obedience. You don't have to live a life of holiness. All you got to do is love, and everything is all right. Now, how can a person say that? They're saying it because first they was drawn away from the truth. Probably about some music or some popular preacher or something, or somebody said something, or some relative, got them to do something they want to do all the time and make it, seem it's okay to do this. And once they turn, and once you turn, deception is there. You already received deception by following seduction. So the truth doesn't have any effect anymore. The lie is predominant. Let's look at, I got it here, Galatians 3, and this is in the New Jerusalem, the complete Jewish Bible translation. This is just a translation. I like this translation. He said, "You stupid Galatians." You'll see it? Whatever city you are, you stupid Memphians, you stupid Tennesseans, who has put you under a spell? Got to be under a spell to carry out things like this. Before your very eyes, Yeshua, the Messiah, was clearly portrayed as having been put to death as a criminal. You saw this happen. It was in your lifetime. You went up to the hill. You was right there looking at it. Now, how can you say something different? Man, under witchcraft, spell on. All right. Let's look at this one here. You see it? Now, that is what? That's Deuteronomy, right? That's the one I got up. Okay. Spells by seducing spirits. In the gathering of religious gathering, or even when you have a assembly of kingdom citizens. Kingdom citizens are not exempt from seduction. As a matter of fact, when you start talking about you're a citizen of the kingdom, you're ambassador of the Messiah, you're one of the primary targets. The enemy want to shut you down real quick. So watch this. He said, if there arises among you a what? A who? Prophets are great in their place. Prophets are needed in their place. You understand? If there arises among you a prophet or a dreamer, person having dreams and revelations, and this doesn't mean a person will say, I this and I that. No, they're always telling you something about you. Well, I see that you so-and-so, and the Lord showed me your face came before me last night around 1 o'clock this morning, and he began to talk to me about this and talking, and that's all you hear from that person. It's fine if it's in order. We're going to look at what constitutes it being out of order. He said, there arises among you a prophet or a dreamer of dreams, and he or she gives you a sign or wonder. That's got to be the Holy Ghost. See, I got proof. It happened. That's just like they said, it happened. Now that thing, it was a knot on my arm, and it came off. They got to be a prophet. Now they got 4 hotels with 8 women in each one and 4 men waiting on them. Soon the meeting over, that's what he headed to get into their orgies and stuff. I've seen them do it and go preach. And I said, yeah, I know what the whole and all that. I said, what? And then a person told me, I saw so-and-so. I work at the place, and they saw, and every time they come, I can't come to your church. I said, what you talking about? Come to my church. Well, all churches like that. I said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. But I won't disagree with what you were saying. So-and-so, and I tried to get the person, you got to get your eyes off of them. That's a false prophet. You see one false prophet, and you label every prophet as being false. That's not correct. Give you a sign of wonder, and the sign of wonder comes to pass, of which he or she spoke to you, saying, let us go after other gods, which you have not known, and let us serve them. You should not listen to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams, for Yahweh Elohim is testing you to know whether you love Yahweh Elohim with all your heart and with all your soul. So what is this telling us? What the scripture says, let's just tie this together with other scripture. He said over in Yaqab that the Father don't tempt us with evil. He don't test us with evil. So the translation and of this contextual meaning must be off somewhere, because it's contradictory to another thought of scripture over in Yaqab, called Yaqab is James. That's the English James, English Yaqab. Over there, right? All right. So what is he trying to get across to us? It's not that he is tempting us or testing us with evil. You catching it? This prophet or false visionary that's operating in the midst of you or us is there, and the Father then stopped them from doing what they were doing. Listen, darkness is always out here, and we are being tested or tried daily. Our belief system, he said, don't think it's strange concerning the trying of your what? Or belief system of what you believe. How do you try a person's belief system, what they believe? You bring to them something that's false. You bring a lie. And when the lie comes, if convictions of the kingdom is in me, I won't receive the lie, I reject it. If I don't reject it, I've just been tried and tested. Now I know, and all heaven knows, that I'm not who I say I am, or I need to grow. I need to learn some things. And as I learn, you keep testing something. If it don't work, you go back and work on it and get it and fix it again and go back and test it, and then whatever you need to adjust, you don't give up on it. You keep adjusting, making adjustments, adding to what need to be added to, take away what need to be taken away until you get it to work. So if a person following a deception of a false prophet or a person who was doing things like this, then don't quit. Listen, he's letting us know that our faith, our belief system is being tried, but he said you'll come out as pure gold if the word is on the inside of you. How are you going to know that you have faith or a firm belief system if it's never challenged? And people don't like challenges, want everything to be all right all the time. That's not it. That is not it. Do you know that the economic principles of the word relative to success and prosperity, they work? You don't know that they work if you don't put them into action in your life. If you don't do what the word say do in these areas, then you'll never know that the word works. And some people never tried the word or do the word because of fear, and the belief system is not full of the ideologies of the word and of the laws of the kingdom. My belief system, my ideologies, if I give, I'm not going to have nothing. Now I pay my taxes and give Uncle Sam all my whatever he asks for, but when you talking about tithes and first fruits, I can't afford that. That's an idea that's in a person. And you never know, does the kingdom economic system work if you don't put it? Is that enough on it? There's a lot of people in this area. You think you got to work 8 jobs to make it. Think, philosophy. My idea, it's not in the word nowhere. You understand? So it's not that he is testing us. He told us that by us having light on the inside of us, then when we get into an area of darkness, if that darkness don't dispel and go away, then apparently I don't have what I say I have. If I got light in me, darkness is going to go from me and not come to me. I can talk about a lot of stuff in this area right here, right here. How do you know that the dietary instructions of the scripture work if you don't ever apply them? And then when you start applying them, you're not going to lose 80 pounds in 2 weeks. That's people's problem. They want just like that. No, you got to change your lifestyle. Once you change your lifestyle, you see it works. You'll be more healthy, feeling better, thinking better. I mean, everything is just different. But it's a lifestyle. Y'all catching it? All right, so I want to give you more than just talking about a false prophet or something like that. I want to give you actually the principles that are in here that's teaching us something. Now, when he said, when they say let's go after other gods, people don't have to, they're not going to tell you, come on, let's go serve the devil and go to hell. They're not going to do that. They're going to present something that seems insignificant and it doesn't matter. But the whole agenda of that is get us to turn away and go away from Elohim and live a life of deception and embrace a lie. You're catching it. It's just, oh, Gary, that's okay, going out and do this. And that's okay, that's just religion. They're just religions. It's okay, that's between you and your God. They're drawing you away right then. They're telling you right there, come on, let's go serve this God over here. It's not scriptural. And we talk a lot, because I heard another person say this. Well, first of all, dealing with some secular celebrity, I just want to know. I think Yeshua is the only one can make that statement, because he is the one who did what he did to get us back in our right position with the Father, get us born again, and restore the dominion of the kingdom back to us. Only he can make that statement. Anybody else make that statement, they are speaking a lie. They are either deceived or ignorant or on assignment knowing what they are doing. You can't say first, let me apologize for the church. I think it was dealing with a homosexual or something like that. some celebrity who half naked all the time and doing all kind of stuff. First, how can you make that statement? How can you apologize for the congregation of Elohim? You must be Elohim then. You got to be God. You seeing this? Stuff like that. That's what he's making reference to. The second point is seducing spirit. They have a mission to carry out, and that is to do what? Make people think that what? Right, wrong is right, and right is wrong. To make people think what? Wrong is right, and right. Well, as long as you love is okay. As long as you loving everybody is okay, child. Them old hateful people, they so they just full of religion. God don't care about you having some fun. Go on, smoke your dope and get you some coke, and that'll make you feel good. Go on, feel good. Man, we're sexual beings. You can have sex. That ain't gonna kill you. You still can go to heaven. I mean, why we give us something and not want us to use it? Because I'm ready to get into pornography in a minute. But why, all of this trash talk, and that is to make people think philosophy. Wrong is right and right is wrong. And if I think wrong is right, then I'm going to live a wrong lifestyle. Catching it? Now, here's the scripture here. It says what? Yeshua, woe to those. Make sure I said that right. Woe to who? I got one person want to read. Let me go back so I can read with you. Hold on. I'll make sure I pronounce that word. Yeah, Yasha. That's Isaiah. Yasha is his right name, the colonizer. Says what? Woe to those who call evil what? Good, and good evil. Who put darkness for light and light for darkness. Who put bitter for sweet and sweet. Now who can't understand that? A person who is in a deceived state of mind don't understand it. They really don't get that. Well, yeah, I heard that, but it's okay. You go right on, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep right on, But he said, woe. And when you see woe in the scripture, he's telling me, listen, you better put that in check. Because there ain't no excuses. You about to go through hell with some gasoline spandex on. That stick to your skin, so you ain't getting nowhere there. Just straight. And Matthew 6:23 says, but if your eyes are what? Unhealthy or evil, and this word eyes talking about your mind. Okay? Your whole body will be full of what? Darkness. If then the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness? He's trying to get them to think. Look, think. You calling evil good. You calling good evil. You trying to blend it. When you blend, it's evil. You can't prophesy sagging with your shirt all unbuttoned. And you got people up dressing like this. I forget what they call it. One of our ministers told me the name of that dress style. It was something, where the men dressing all, to seduce women. Not peacocking, it's another one. I didn't even know the word exists. I said, oh, he said this pastor, I want to know, can I listen to him? He said, he got a good message, but his dress is so. I said, what's that? He said, that's when you dress so and so and so. I said, no. Huh? No, it's another word. I don't know. Maybe he'll send it to somebody. He listening now. I'm going to call his name. He in Texas. Metrosexual, that's it. Metrosexual. They would call men dressing metrosexual. That's what it's called. Yeah, but he said, got a good message. I said, the person must be the message that they are teaching. So if you are metrosexual, I don't care what you're saying is metrosexual. That's what Yeshua, he said, listen, we are one. Just like me and the Father one, I'm making y'all one. Now, can you make him metrosexual? No. So this is where the enemy, the devil know how to teach, y'all. His chief ministers can break this word down. They can articulate. And they're not just the ones that's hooping and hollering and, got all this emotional stuff and got these vocals, can do this. It's the ones that's just yes. And in the Greek word here is so-and-so, hupo, tasso, and that means to support with this and so on. And I tell you, your faith will bring you through everything and all times. Great lecturers and stuff like this. You have to be careful, very careful. Because he said, if the light that's in you is darkness, how great is your darkness? Now you think it's all right to be dressed metrosexual and handle this holy word. Something is wrong in the head. And it's getting to the point that this stuff is being accepted. Here's what the Holy Spirit, and I definitely want to get this. Thank you for reminding me, sir, so I want to get in trouble with you. Culture, one of the meaning of culture means to grow. Okay? The things I'm telling you, these are not a part of kingdom culture. These seducing spirits are here to promote the culture of darkness. You getting it? Now, another word for culture is glory. You know, the Olympics sometime, and they have the different nations that's out there. If you watch the Olympics, and you know, the nation of Egypt, Zimbabwe, and here they come, and they have all the fashions and the music to go with it, you know, and they have different symbols and symbolic things to represent the glory of Egypt, the glory of because Africa's so big, the glory of Zimbabwe, and you'll see different colors and stuff. That's the glory and different foods, and then you have a feast to a feast, Ethiopian feast or South African feast, a Mali feast. Yeah, that's where me and wife we trace our genealogy back then. Was it Mali? Not Mali. I think. Yeah, well, we did the ancestry thing, so we know we be real Hebrews. We know where we come from. Okay, so anyway, what I'm trying to get you to see, I'm just mention some other country other than European. With that, man, that's the glory of the Zulu tribe. And what is the glory? You seeing, man, the colors, the way they dance, the way they walk, and you go to the feast and you see what they eat, and you see their behavior patterns, so you can identify that country by the people who represent that country. See, the glory of the country and the government and of the culture is in the what? The lifestyles of the what? The people. You understand? That's same word for culture. Now, culture means to grow. You understand? So culture is inclusive of behavior patterns, eating patterns, dressing patterns, type of music you listen to, the different entertainment that you have. All of that will embody the culture of that nation. And cultures are designed to continue to reproduce and grow, enhance, and be strengthened. So when you talk about the culture of the kingdom and the culture of the world, he's talking about if the culture of the kingdom that you perceive is actually the culture of the world, how great is the culture of the world on the inside of you? How great is the behavior patterns, the eating habits, the dietary patterns, the way you dress, the music you listen to, how you act, what's popular, metrosexual, all of that is the culture of the world. It's the glory of the world that's being presented to people. You can't have the kingdom mixed with that. You're saying this now. And we are here. Our primary mandate is to do what? Colonize the earth with the culture or glory of the kingdom of heaven. Right? So if what my colonization concepts are not of the kingdom, they are darkness, how great of a deception that I'm living in. Gotta let that soak in, right? We're not here to be colonized. We're here to be the colonizers and reveal the glory of the culture of the king. Some people think glory is nice music or smoke coming out when you go into a building. You know, the splendor of a king. Everybody bow to the Lord Yeshua. That's just in the building on that day at that time. What about when you go out of there and every day in your life? When you show up, could other people see the glory or the culture of your kingdom? See, laws, religion, music, fashions, economic policies, and power blocks in economics are all a part of culture, and they are designed to grow that culture. So the laws that's being passed in the culture of the world is designed to continue to stabilize and grow the culture of darkness. When Obama passed the same-sex law, marriage law in America, that law was passed to continue on the culture that had been birthed when America was in the inception of the government. You understand? Because culture will grow what's already there. So music and stuff like this is designed to grow you up in that culture and make you think it's norm. It's the norm. It's the norm to do this. It's the norm to behave like that. It's normal to think right is wrong and right and wrong is right. That's why, again, I'm very patient in teaching, and I tell a person, don't come here one time and think you're gonna get it. It don't work like that. And people who connect with us, in what is it, Africa, South Africa, other places, stuff like that, I tell them you have to connect. Every time we on, you have to be listening, go back and listen. You got to get the teacher. You got to become a student of the school of thought so the culture of the kingdom can grow in you. Because you living in a culture that's growing, and everything that's being done is designed to grow that culture. That's something to think about, right? Okay? All right. So when you see people half buck naked and all this, just know you saying one word to them, that's not going to change anything. I mean, you calling people Jezebels when they come to church. Women, you need to cover up and you need to so on. That's not holy. That's not changing them. That is not changing them. That lifestyle is a result of the way that they think. Until they change their source of teaching, they won't change. And some would think, sit there, oh yeah, and then they'll not wear underwear on purpose and spread the legs. Yeah, I'm gonna get him, and right on the front seat, and they after you now. Here's another one. To do what? Turn children. I thought I would actually get these 6 done today. To turn children against their parents. You see this? And this is the culture of the world, of darkness. Believe me, the devil do not want parent parent-child relationship to be like Elohim set it up. He don't want no relationship to be like Elohim set it up. Not now. He don't want none to be like that, period. This is one of the main agendas of the what? Media. You got movies coming out, these little 12-year-olds, it's just crazy. Hip hop and the school system and the new requirements to teach the LGBT agenda in the school system. Now, there was, what is it, 2010, 2009, somewhere in there, other ministry were teaching, we were teaching too about the agenda, that manifesto of the homosexual, their goals that they want to accomplish. They did them. I mean, we can put it up on the screen. They want to do this, and they got to change the marriage and redefine marriage. That was before all that stuff was done. They carried out all of it. They had it. They had a plan, a goal, and they carried it out. But they could not carry it out if the culture wasn't growing that or initially designed to have that in it from the start. You understand? Like look at hate and how laws are still in place. Like in Tennessee, William Bedford acknowledged his day. I think it's the day that the governor by law is required to sign that declaration to acknowledge this slave trader, evil, hateful person who was a general for the Confederate during the war. That you got to acknowledge. Now look at it. Now all the hate and racial supremacy, white supremacy they've been there all the time, but they are growing. Why are they growing? Because the culture is designed for it to grow. Why is the same thing happening now that happened years ago, 100, 200 years ago, relative to treatment of Black Americans? Because the culture, it started off like that. Now, how can God bless any nation that started off wrong? If the culture was right, it would grow in right directions. Laws would be passed in order to stabilize that culture, for that culture to grow to be a Messiah-like nation. And Obama was right. This is not a Christian nation. He told me the truth. I said, he telling y'all the truth. I mean, at least he's telling you now. He had enough guts to say that. Oh, no, God bless America. God bless. How can he bless a mess? In order for him to bless it, he got to uproot and delete everything and start it over because the culture. You seeing it now? That's why things are happening where they're happening. And it seems like, well, they say the church have no impact, which it doesn't, and the church is here to change things, and it's not based on a religious church system. Only the ambassadors, citizens of heaven, and those who have the message of the kingdom understand it can change things. Now, that's some of us, see, I got enough sense not to be stuck on stupid, and I'm not religious, and I don't believe that. I kept questioning. Then I said, we so powerful, why things are still going the opposite way? You can't, don't not, and then you try to pass a law to make people do what the Bible say do. That's not a kingdom concept. The Father never want nobody doing nothing because because He making them do something. Where in our state, we pass a homosexual law. You can't be a homosexual. You do, you going to jail. You just took away the choice of that person. If they choose to go to hell, let them go to hell. Yeshua said, if you want to come to me, you need to make a choice to come. I don't need you. You need me. And that's why I look at it all. If you decide to jump up here and go, let's say if you decide to bring your woman here and tell Pastor, I want you to marry me. I'm not going to hell for you. But if that's what you want to do, I'm pretty sure somebody out here accommodate you. And by the way, keep coming, because if you keep coming and hearing His word, you're going to see how stupid you were when you get delivered from that spirit, that unclean spirit. I want to get the message out when people come, young couples come. I know they shacking. They come here and I say something about it. You need to keep coming back because you see in an area that you need to correct. You're not going to the right heaven living like that. You can't. It's against the laws of the king. So you need to get some truth in you rather than not coming back and going somewhere where they're telling you you're going to heaven anyway because once saved, always saved. Well, what the heck of us being here today anyway then? I mean, why? Why you do anything right if once you get saved, you're going to heaven? Does that make any kind of half of a sense? Well, it does make sense to people who have been seduced and deceived. That's what we need to see, and that'll help us understand how important it is for us to give people light. You understand? To live what we hear, to be a life changer by way of my lifestyle first and what I say second. Because if what I'm saying is not being lived out in my life, I'm just much as a hypocrite as they are. Okay? We're going to have to end it on this one right here. Let's look at Malachi. Malachi. Let's look over there at 4 and we're in it here, okay? Ain't nobody saying okay, I'd be glad to keep teaching. All right, so Malachi 4 and 6, we're in it right there. Let me know when you get it. What did I put in? Mail. What is that? 4 and 6. I'll do it this way. Let me know when you get it. DJ, let me know when you get it on the screen if you can pull it up for us. 4 and 6. Huh? NIV be fine. All right, little mama's ready to prophesy. Y'all better let her go. I hear. Okay, 4 and 6. We're going to end this and talk about seducing spirits want to turn children against their parents. And see, the parents on earth is the first line of authority for a child, and for a child to learn about authority and submission and to learn how to obey the will of the king. How you going to obey the will of the king and the word of Elohim and you don't obey your parents? How can a person love Elohim who they have not seen, that's what the scriptures say, and you don't love the people you see every day? And the love I'm talking about is not giving people an excuse to live a life of rebellion, not agreeing with them, not making them feel comfortable live a state. Well, people come around me, they just attracted because you got the same thing in you. That's why. There's no conviction. When people come around kingdom citizens, something should change in the atmosphere. That culture of the kingdom should be present. Everywhere you go, if you allow the kingdom of heaven to impact you in the earth, then that culture is with you. All the power you need is with you. The angels are with you. Signs, miracles, and wonders are with you. All you got to do is show up. You ain't got to fast and pray 8 or 9 days. You ain't got to speak in tongue 2 hours. All you need to do is just show up. And you know that when you show up, you're conscious of all heaven always showing up when you show up. And then this is what we call favor, actually. We say, I got favor. I said, no, that was just the culture manifesting. He says, and I will turn the hearts of the what? The fathers to the what? Children, and the hearts of the children to the fathers. These shall come and strike the earth with a curse. Now I broke this down over and over again in the original Hebrew, what he was saying here. He was saying, I'm going to turn the hearts of the children. See, fathers are still, somebody say still, the foundation of the marital team. The husband and wife, that father is the foundation. The father is the source. The father is still the foundation of the family. So he's something happened. So he said, I gotta get involved and do some things here. Because if I don't, some other things are gonna follow. Now, the Holy Spirit, the Father, is not in the cursing business. Yeshua said, I didn't come to curse, I came to give you life, that life more abundantly. He also came to separate. I came with a sword to separate. You know light from darkness, darkness from light, and that my word will be a priority in your life, and what I tell you to do will supersede every other thing you got planned and you got scheduled. You'll do my word first. I'm going to separate. I'm going to show you where you are. Even to the point of a father and a son, I'm going to show you who is who. You know, because all people, the Lord wanted everybody to be together. He said, I came to separate some things. I didn't come to mix nothing. So what he was saying, he said, I'm going to do this, lest a false image of a father set up in the family and promote its vision. I'm just going to make it short. I can prove it. I can go to the letter, Hebrew letter word meaning, prove it. I've shown it to you over and over again. You can go and look at some of the messages on Fight for the Family, and we got it in there in the Hebrew. That's what he was saying. At least another father established itself in the family as a father with vision and promote its vision. So you take the father out, and what the devil does, he goes set himself up as being the source of the culture. So the source of the culture is little boys, getting girlfriends at 11 and 12 and having sex with them, and little girls doing stuff, and the father not being in the home, and the continue pushing and promoting of surrogate parents and this and that and single family. It's okay, you can have a baby, you can raise them on your own, stuff like that. That's not a father with vision, according to Proverbs 29:18. Okay, so he said, I'm going to turn them, because if I don't turn this, a curse is what follows. We already have that curse as in manifestation. Do we not? In Shelby County alone, is over 7% single parent households. So the children are not getting the whole parental relationship and influence like they should have. You get it? Just because you go get married doesn't mean you got a father with vision. Or just because you get married to a woman doesn't mean that you got a matzah, Isa, nigad. That doesn't mean that at all. You just marry somebody. And now you got more hell than you had at first. And some people say, I ain't getting married no more. That's it. That I'll stay single. I said, well, that's fine, as long as you're celibate and, separate from pornography and, buying toys and working on yourself and all that kind of stuff. As long as you clean like that, fine. But if you're doing all this other stuff and working on yourself, that's pornography, masturbation, and all this other stuff, and stirring the soup and stuff like that, and you thinking and looking at other pictures and all that stuff. And I don't need no man. I satisfy myself. That's the curse, because that's unclean. And if you don't hear that's unclean, you won't think that's unclean. Go to church, shout, sing in the choir, everything. Got 4 or 5 vibrators with extra batteries and everything. You done bought you a whole woman, both all races and colors, to blow it. They got all kind of stuff out of y'all. You know about these sex toys. You doing all of that, and you directing the choir. You the director. You the chief intercessor, and you holy. You don't have no man. You living celibate. You're not living celibate. Living a life of pornography, of a written prostitute. That's the original meaning of that word. Prono mean prostitute from the Greek, and graphy mean what you write concerning a prostitute. And the Greeks accept that. That's what pornography is. What you write concerning what a prostitute does, sell sex for money. What does pornography does? Sell the images of sex for money, right? 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 So now that's another reason why men and women need to quit showing all your stuff. Because what you're doing is promoting of selling sex for money. They done took it to another level. Now they just snatching, kidnapping girls, just sex trafficking now. Forget it. Because men mind and women mind have been impacted by that, so that pornography to that point that I don't want no picture no more. I want the real one. And just get me what I want. And and this is where we're gonna get back into this. Let me when we get there. You see this? Can y'all see this picture here? I tried to get one decent, halfway decent, but you see this? Where that cut right above the woman nipples right there? And you can see through it. Y'all see that, don't you? You see this every day on TV and commercials. You go outside, you see this right now. And these people going to somebody's church. And these people going to somebody's heaven. Because some knucklehead don't have the backbone to just teach the word. Don't holler at them. Just teach the word. Thank you so much. Like the video and share. Just teach the word. Just teach the word. And I'll be watching different things. Just teach the word. If people don't know, they don't know.